I don't know about you guys, but for me, ESPN like 20 years ago used to be a staple, something I watched every single day, whether it was Sports Center, whether it was PTI, whether it was Around the Horn. And one of those shows is coming to an end. Around the Horn is being canceled. It's being taken off the air. There's only like a couple episodes left. And as they're ending Around the Horn, because quite frankly, just like all of ESPN, it's continued to not be about sports conversations or interesting sports topics anymore. Instead, it's constantly virtue signaling to try to push some type of political or social message that has nothing to do with sports. But it's coming to an end, and they're bringing back some guests, just for old time's sake. Including people like Jamel Hill and including people like Kate Fagan, who are not with the network necessarily anymore, but came back to send off Around the Horn. And immediately, you see why this show is being fucking canceled. Kate Fagan returns to ESPN, immediately pushes for trans kids in sports. And here it is, Kate Fagan versus Jamel Hill.
This bitch. I remember Kate Fagan now. Holy fuck.
Yes. So let's listen. The final moments. This is one of the final moments for Around the Horn period. And this is what you focus on. This is why you're no longer there. This is why this show is getting canceled, by the way.
Well, listen, being on this show has been a privilege and a platform, and I know it's my last time on it, and I want to say something worthy of that privilege and platform, and that is this, that trans kids deserve to play sports. Think about what you remember from your time playing sports. Like 99% of it is finding that jersey for the first time, your favorite number, community, joy, those high fives. It's that moment when you have a great play with a teammate. It's the feeling of belonging, and it does not know gender.
She's reading.
She's reading off of something that somebody else wrote for her. She's reading off of something that somebody wrote for her.
And trans kids deserve that the same as everybody else does. And Tony, this space has on Around the Horn, it's been about diversity and inclusion, lifting up new voices, because sports is joy and sports is humanity. And the more people who have that, the better. And Tony, I love you. So thanks for having me back on.
Bro, like, this is the perfect fucking example. Even her talking about how Around the Horn has been focused on diversity. Yeah. And it's getting fucking canceled. They're canceling it. This is the only reason you're back is because they're done with the fucking show. And yet you use that opportunity to say this. I guess there's no ramifications, right? Because you don't work for the network anymore, and because like it's going to get canceled fucking anyway. But I've got a secret for you, Kate Fagan, even though you look like a fucking man. Trans kids can play sports. One, there's no such thing as trans kids, just indoctrinated ones. Yep. But guess what? If there is one of those people out there, they can. They can play the sport for the gender they actually belong to. No one's stopping them from doing that at all. The only thing people are stopping are people taking advantage of that situation, or men deciding to snap their fingers and play sports with women where they have a competitive advantage. There's nothing stopping you from playing sports at all in the gender that you actually are, instead of whatever fictitious bullshit you've made up in your mind.
Yep. Well, and she played women's basketball. She was an athlete. And it's funny, man. You notice how these former athletes, the Mega Rapinos also, they only want transgender people in their sport when they're not playing anymore, because they don't have to compete against them.
Well, I disagree a little bit. I think if you're taking hormones, it's the same thing with steroids. Like if you're a woman and you're trying to transition and, appear more masculine, you're taking testosterone. No, you should absolutely not be allowed to compete amongst women who are not taking testosterone. Sorry, you made the fucking choice. It's like dropping out of high school and then deciding, oh, you know what, I want to go to a university. Well, sorry, you kind of fucked that up for yourself. You don't just get to decide, oh, I'm a woman, I want to take testosterone and I'm still going to compete against women. No, you fucked it up. You made your choice. You made your bed, lay in it.
I do agree with that. If there's somebody that's on some sort of hormone therapy that gives you competitive, obviously they shouldn't be playing. But if you're just talking about people who are like, I identify as a man or I identify as a woman now, like that random fucking person, if you want to play sports, you can. You just have to compete against the men like you're supposed to. You know what I mean? But it's wild. And this is a perfect example of why this show got canceled, why ESPN has been failing, and why people hate dumb motherfuckers like this.